Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Hidden Agenda. I'm Thanasi,
I am Tony.
and as usual, we have our 5 topics ready for today, which we're going to spring on each other. Mm-hmm. So let's get right into it.
Yes.
So my first idea today, and this one is, I don't know if he wants me to say his name on the podcast, so I'm just going to say while I've thought this before, this person phrased this to me in such a perfect way, using only 2 words that I have to give him credit for.
That's a pretty good phrase.
Yeah. He took this idea and just turned it into this beautiful thing.
Right.
All right?
Okay.
And this is the idea that walking is indulgent.
Why?
Because think about it, right? You need to go somewhere.
Yep.
All right. And generally speaking, what people will do is they'll use up as much time as they can getting ready and then give themselves just enough time to drive or catch a bus or catch a train to get wherever they're going, right?
Yeah.
But walking is quite indulgent in the sense that you get up early, you get ready early, and then you've got all this time to get there, and you think, you know what? I'm gonna spend this time just slowly going where I want to go. Like, I've got the time. I'm rich in time. I can afford to spend this time just slowly going where I'm going.
But it's all... I don't know. I as you probably know, walk to and from work. And to me, it's all a trade-off. Spending money on transport is indulgent as well.
Well, yes, but you're indulging in a different thing.
Yeah.
That way you've got excess money which you're spending on, well, might not be excess, but you've got money which you're spending on transport, whereas time, as you will very well know, is money, Tony.
Yeah, I know. But
Right.
So you're indulgent either way.
But think about how much more indulgent walking is because you're spending time which also translates into money. You're wasting both.
Look, I've done the economics
Yeah.
on my walking to work.
Yeah. It's better, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's about 20 minutes on a tram versus 40 minutes walking.
Yeah.
So that's not...
But you're in a very particular situation, right?
I am.
Where you're sort of in the thick of the traffic. I'm thinking, like, for example, if I wanted to go to visit somebody because I live out in the suburbs, so if I wanted to visit someone who was a 10-minute drive away, let's say, that might be a half hour or a 45-minute walk.
Yeah.
I think about, and I just decided, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna leave with an hour of time, and I'm just gonna slowly wander over there. Think, spend the time, enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think it's quite indulgent. I think phrasing it that way was really perfect because if you think about it, he's absolutely right.
Look, in some circumstances, yes, I can see that.
I think it's also got a little bit to do with going to places well, I suppose you should want to go to work, ideally, right? But
Yeah.
in the sense that, like, you make a conscious decision to spend more time than you actually need to getting somewhere.
But that time is now a trade-off. I don't have to... Well, I mean, I probably should, but I don't have to exercise outside of that. That's my daily
It's
exercise.
got nothing to do with exercise.
No, well, we all...
You may do it because it helps you get more exercise, but what I'm saying is in this particular thought process doesn't involve exercise for me anyway.
Isn't going for a run around a park is more indulgent than anything we've brought up so far, then surely.
Because you're literally going nowhere.
You're going nowhere.
Yeah, that's true. That's
You're
true.
just going for a run.
But see, you do that with the express purpose of getting exercise.
Yeah, but so I'm walking with the express purpose of avoiding payment, avoiding being packed in like a sardine on a tram, people standing all around you. I don't need that.
You know what? I did think I would get a little bit of resistance to this idea.
You're damn straight there's some resistance.
Absolutely. And this
I
is the
should
thing.
walk on out of here. But I won't, because that will be too indulgent.
It would be far too indulgent.
So instead, I will just drive out of here.
Next time you want to, you see one of those ads on TV for some high-class chocolate product, and it always involves the word indulge. Next time you want to eat the fancy chocolate, just go for a walk.
To get the chocolate, or
No.
instead of?
Well, actually, that would be ideal, wouldn't it? Go for a long, slow. This is the thing; it has to be a slow walk.
Yeah.
You're not power walking anywhere. That's not indulgent. right? It's about knowing that you could get somewhere in 10 minutes and making the decision to go there slowly.
Hang on. So are we saying? So is the true crux of the matter not? It's not walking, but ambling is indulgent.
I guess so. Maybe ambling is the right word, but it's more like going at your own pace. It's about deciding that I'm like I said, I'm time rich. I'm going to spend this time
Right.
slowly, being as inefficient as possible.
You know, actually, well, how do we feel about? I come from actually a long line of walkers,
Yep.
and would you believe there is a great uncle of mine, the 56 Melbourne Olympics?
Yeah.
Walked.
Walked to the Olympics or participated in walking as a sport?
Competed. He was
Nice.
a walker. He walked in the Olympics. That stupid sport.
That weird wobble walk thing?
Yeah, where you have to keep both feet on the ground
At all times?
the same time.
Yeah.
That was...
That's quite a sport.
Yeah.
That's quite a sport.
And then when they had the 2000 Sydney Olympics, he got to walk the torch and do part of the torch when it went around the country.
Nice.
He did not run.
No, he walked.
Partly because he was an old man.
Well,
by that
yes,
point.
but in 1956 he probably could have run, and yet he chose not to.
It's a strange sport.
It is a strange sport, isn't it? While I agreed with my friend that walking was indulgent, I'm also the kind of person that almost never walks if they can avoid it.
Yes, well, you're not an indulgent man.
I'm not an indulgent man, no.
Anyway,
Yeah. We'll leave that there. But I think that's really all I've got for that one. Honestly, I don't have much else to say on that. Just walking is indulgent.
No, I think
Do it as much as possible.
no. He's tapped onto something here that everything is indulgent. Almost.
I think you could...
Unless you're like, saving someone's life or like it's all indulgent. Watching
Basically,
television is indulgent.
Anything you do that could be either done more efficiently or has no productive purpose is indulgent.
So, but then wouldn't you say cooking a nice meal is indulgent? When you could just go microwave some crappy frozen meal?
I suppose so, yes.
Well, okay.
But that's kind of like...
Touche!
Yeah, well, and look, you're not wrong, but because there's nothing to enjoy about a crappy... Because you enjoy a long, meandering walk, right?
Yeah, but you also enjoy a nice cooked meal.
Sure, and I would argue that that's more indulgent than doing the... Well, yeah, it's more indulgent than doing the frozen meal, right?
Why? Isn't they both serve a purpose? You're saying transport should be as short as possible to get you where you need to go.
Yeah.
The frozen meal is as quick as possible to get you filled up and not hungry anymore.
Yeah, true.
They're both serving the same purpose.
I think I actually... Somewhere in my... Like, your argument went into my brain and I flipped it because I was thinking that you were saying the frozen meal was indulgent. But you didn't.
No.
You said the opposite.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just realized that now, yeah.
Cooking a nice lavish meal is indulgent.
It is.
Why paint a picture? There
When
are
you can
so
take a
many,
photo. Yeah.
But there's also enough pictures out there. We can just look at other people's pictures.
I suppose you're
Does
right.
the world need more pictures?
Listen, I didn't bring this in for you to turn around and tell me that my entire life is a pointless indulgence, all right?
This podcast, what is the point of this as an indulgence?
Why are we doing this?
Yeah,
We could be doing productive things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could, yeah.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say.
No?
No.
Have we been going long enough? It is a very interesting point.
It is a good point, isn't it?
It is...
I think it's the kind of thing you take away and think about for yourself, though.
Walking is indulgent. I have to thoroughly disagree with that, though, just because...
Yeah. You're more than welcome to.
I mean, I think... Surely the most indulgent is that chair that is held aloft by 4 people on poles.
I suppose it is,
That is
actually.
the most indulgent.
The imperial thing, yeah.
You're outsourcing walking to others.
You're making people carry you on their shoulders. Yeah, that's quite indulgent.
They could be in a helicopter, but they've gone, nah, I'm hiring 4 people to carry me where I need to go.
You've indulged so much that you don't even care to participate yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't need to get anywhere quickly, nor expend any effort in doing it.
Yes. And yet I shall move. I shall reach my destination at somebody else's expense.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the most indulgent.
Yes. Well, okay. I think I'll take that back to him and see, like, you say walking's indulgent, but I think sitting on a chair while 4 people carry you on their shoulders is far more indulgent.
Well, that's he's going to agree with that.
I don't think he won't. Yeah, I think he will. I think he will.
But, yeah,
That's it.
interesting point.
That's all I got.
Thoroughly disagree.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Good.
Here.
Here.
All right, so topic number 2.
Topic 2, yep.
Apart from walking, we're pretty similar people.
Yeah, sure.
So I know you're a man of culture.
Yes.
And like me, you're probably not impressed by any play that has won fewer than 5 Tony Awards.
I mean, I can't...
I don't even recall the last time I see winner of a 2 Tony Awards.
Yeah, no.
If you don't have 5, you don't put it on the
You're not-
poster.
yeah, it's not a real play.
No.
No.
It needs at least 5.
Yeah.
And 5 is like...
The minimum.
Uh,
You really want 8.
7 is...
Yeah.
7 is what I reckon. Like,
Yeah.
7 is when you can start being proud.
Yeah.
1 Tony Award... Why are you wasting my time?
Yeah, I'm not watching this crap.
But it's just me. To me, that's just
Yeah.
weird. That like, this award is only worth something in multiples.
I know, especially considering like all you need to slap on a movie is, award-nominated director.
Yeah.
Or so-and-so was nominated for Best Actor.
Oscar-nominated actor, blah,
Exactly,
blah, blah.
right. Whereas a play, yeah, but the thing is, there's like 8 plays a year,
Yeah.
and there's like 50 Tony Awards. So unless you're getting 6 or 7 of them, what are you doing?
Well, that's the thing, though. And that's why I think it's a strange, phenomenon where you sort of walk past like 7...
Don't know.
Nah.
Definitely not watching a 5 Tony play.
No, that's... You don't
Can't
bother.
be any good.
No.
It's not going to be any good.
No. And one Tony Award,
What are you doing?
that's not even possible,
None
I don't
even.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, none.
I suppose there's more Tony Awards than plays, so you'd be really unlucky not to get any.
Isn't that a problem, though, that there's more Tony Awards than... Like, that's sort of...
Just for the record, I don't actually know whether there's more Tony Awards. I seriously doubt there
the
are,
fact
but
that nearly everything that
has
says...
many Tony Awards.
11 Tony Awards.
Is that because you can get one as an actor in a play and plays have lots of actors or something? I have no idea how the Tony Awards work. I've noticed this, though, that a lot of plays have like 6, 7, 8 Tony Awards.
But you don't... You could probably name a few that have 7, but I doubt you can name any that have 3.
No, because they wouldn't put it on the poster.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've only seen a handful of plays in my life.
Right. But you've seen a lot of posters.
I've seen a lot of posters, yeah, and you're right. You don't see it if it's less than 5 or 6. Yeah,
But it's the same thing with... I feel the same with books. If it's not a New York Times bestseller, like what's wrong with it?
and who cares about the New York Times as well? Like it's just like I'm a long way from New York. I don't know what they're reading over there.
But every book is a New York Times bestseller.
I know, right?
And
Every book that you find in a bookstore, New York Times best-selling author, maybe, if this one isn't a
Oh.
bestseller, but the author has previously been a best-selling author.
And they should be because
Everybody's a New York Times bestseller, yep.
Yeah, that's just... So it's funny, the standards...
What is the threshold for being called a bestseller? Is it top 100 or something?
I have no idea, but
It's got to be quite low if every book on earth is a New York Times bestseller.
You go to a bargain bin, they got the bookshelves have the $1 books.
Yeah.
Half of those books are New York
yeah.
Times bestsellers.
You got and like if you write a book as an author and it doesn't make the bestseller list, like what have you done?
Yeah, you've pissed someone off.
Well, you've either pissed someone off or your book is really crap.
Yeah.
I guess. But like you're right. Yeah, I've noticed that.
I mean, I haven't
To
checked
the point
lately,
where
but
it's like background noise, right? You don't like you see New York Times they're selling you, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
of course it is.
Well,
So is everything else.
yeah. Yeah, it's just it diminishes the...
There is something a little bit cheap about it, isn't there? It's just like, well, if a single play is getting 8 Tonys, what's a Tony worth?
It's 1/8 of a good play.
1/8 of a good play, what's it worth? $50? $100? Oscar. You win an Oscar like for best actor or actress or best director or best film or whatever. Like that shit's hard, because there's thousands of movies coming out every year. But apparently, like every play on earth is winning multiple awards.
Yeah.
But I suspect that's because there's not that many plays being made.
Well, so to me that sort of says if you want to win an award,
Make a play.
make a play.
Yeah, or write a book.
Or write a book. Best, New York Times bestseller.
Though, is New York Times bestseller an award?
No, it's more
It's
just
not, is it? It's an accolade.
It's an accolade.
Yeah.
But if you want an accolade,
Yeah, true.
write a book.
Yeah.
And then if that one fails, the next one, by chance, will probably get it.
Because we all know writing a book is incredibly easy, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it is, but
No.
I'm saying getting a New York Times bestseller is easy.
I've been attempting to get a book off the ground for the last 5 years, I want to say.
Yeah?
I've written 2 pages.
So at that rate, how many pages is the book going to be?
Well, by the time I'm dead, it should be about... So what have I got left now? Let's say optimistically, I've got 60 years left, so I've got, 30 pages?
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's good. Novella.
And
It's not even a novella, it's a short story.
do you still like the original 2, or do they need heavy editing?
To be honest, I don't even know where they are.
Right.
I know there's 2 pages somewhere.
Well, I'm prepared to say that they will probably be on the New York Times bestseller.
Probably.
And if you're okay with it, I would like to adapt those into a multi-Tony Award winning play.
Yep, let's do it.
Cool.
I'm in.
The first 2 pages, it can be called.
Yep, that's what we'll call it. The first 2 pages, which were somewhere on an external hard drive under his bed. That'll be the subtitle.
Right. That's really
You got
all.
much else to say on that?
No, just...
Yeah.
It's just... Yeah. That's it.
Too many
Observation.
Tonys.
Too few plays, too many Tonys.
Too few plays, too many Tonys. Here, here.
Here.
So my next topic, and the third topic overall,
Yes.
is, when we were kids in general,
Rather than specifically
rather
being...
than when we were specifically kids, like in general when we were kids, and we would, like, if you had some friends in the neighborhood or something, you'd go out to play or something, ride your bikes or, play with a ball or something. You'd always you'd get it from your parents, you'd get it from school, teachers, everybody would to warn you about stranger danger, right?
Yes.
It was always don't approach people, don't go up to people that have some kind of sob story about a lost puppy or offering you chocolates or anything like that. Just don't approach people you don't know, don't talk to them.
Yep.
The only exception to that was when they gave us those boxes of chocolates that we had to go and sell to people in our neighborhood.
Right.
Everybody just forgot about stranger danger when we had a box of chocolates to go and flog off to people.
Yeah, well, I guess it's because the tables are turned, because the strangers were normally the ones handing out the candy.
Yeah.
But if you're a kid and you have a box of candy and chocolate,
And you're selling it to strangers, perfectly safe.
but you are invincible.
Are you though?
Well, I mean, all right, let's do a little role play.
Okay.
You're a child.
Yep.
You got a box of chocolate.
Yep.
I'm a stranger who is danger.
Okay,
And
you
I
are
go,
the danger stranger.
I'm the danger.
Yeah.
Hey, little boy, would you like this chocolate?
No, would you like to buy this chocolate?
See, you're protected. You have surplus chocolate.
How am I I'm protected because I already have chocolate.
You have chocolate.
No, but I can't eat those. I have to sell them.
But yeah, you can have a sneaky few.
I probably could.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
if by loading the child up with chocolate, the chocolate is now imperceptible. Oh, sorry, the child.
Okay, well, I'm half protected because, as we know, all the predators at the time in the 90s were using either chocolate or puppies. Right. Those were the 2 stories we got more often than not. Right.
Okay.
If a stranger comes up to you in a park and says, "I can't find me dog, can you help me look for it?"
Right.
And certainly we've heard of that actually happening. So it was either that or offering you chocolates or lollies, right?
Yep.
So I'm 50% protected by carrying around a box of chocolates.
So what you're saying is we should have strapped puppies to the
Yeah.
child as well.
Absolutely.
And now they can just run wherever they want.
Completely, yes.
Yeah.
Because in general here, because I've had experience living in a very small village in Greece as well. And the village in Greece was, it was 500 people and everybody knew everybody, right? So you couldn't go anywhere in there without somebody keeping an eye on you kind of thing, in a good way, right? You sort of couldn't get up to too much mischief because it'd get back to your parents, so that was kind of shitty. But also it meant that you were generally pretty safe. Here, for example, like I know the people that live either side of me, and even then on that side, I don't really know who they are. And other than that, I don't know anybody else on this street at all, right? And a child is even less likely to know the people around you. And like when you've got a box of 50 chocolates, you're not going to sell 25 to one neighbor and 25 to the other, right? You're going to go a couple of blocks, a couple of streets over, whatever. And at that point, you're completely... These are people that might as well be on another planet. You don't have anything to do with them. You don't know anything about them, whatever.
Is that still happening today, though?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah, they still do it.
They still load them up with chocolate.
Yeah.
And I thought the idea was you just sell them to other kids at school or on the bus or something.
No, we used to sell them to people to raise money for charity. I mean, my school used to give it to like the Fred Hollows Foundation.
Right. I think I had a bit because I grew up in the bush, so there was we didn't really have streets and all this like. If you wanted to, do the whole... That was like 4
2
hours.
kilometres.
Just,
2 kilometres to walk to your neighbour.
Trekking through the bush. Do you want chocolate? No.
It's 40 degrees. The chocolate's just a soup. Chocolate soup in the box. Yeah.
So, you could just like wander and not see anyone for ages.
Yeah.
And if you saw someone, then you're like, okay, cool. I might turn around and head back now.
But yeah, I guess the thing I thought was it's just like it was a conversation that didn't come up. When you were off selling the chocolates, no one said like, be careful, don't go to that house. Or, if somebody, make sure you go in pairs or anything like that. It was like, piss off, sell the chocolates, goddammit. Like, hurry up. Get out of here.
Just some guy with a cigar. You got to sell more chocolates, kid.
Yeah.
You're falling behind on your numbers.
Well, because we turned it into a contest as well. Because you could go to the school and get another box if you finished the first one. So we were out there hustling, man. We were flogging chocolates. Yeah. So, nobody cared about the stranger danger when we were flogging chocolates.
No.
Oh, well, entrepreneurial spirit, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to take risks.
Yeah.
One of the problems I have with children is...
well, one of the many, I presume.
Yeah, maybe. But in relation to this, their screams of joy sound way too close to screams of being stabbed to bloody death. And after I moved out of the bush...
They don't have much vocal range.
Yeah, but after I moved out of the bush, we moved into a house that was next to a park.
Oh, God.
And I'd just be sitting on my computer and you just hear a blood-curdling scream.
Yeah, it's kids screaming bloody murder, yeah.
And you're like... You look out the window and they're just throwing a ball around, having a good time, and you're like, "What? Just kids, get some distinguishing screams here!" Like, this is the boy who cried wolf. Eventually, I stopped looking. Like, you just hear some screaming. Like, well, I hope they're all right.
Yeah. I wonder what's going on out there. Well, you know what? I can't be bothered checking.
It was just joy last time.
Yeah. The last 10 times even.
Distinguish your screams, children.
Yeah, maybe have like a yay for a good one, and like a no for a bad one. Woo versus arg.
Yeah.
Arg.
So, yeah.
Because they don't have the vocal range, so you got to use your words.
But I do like the concept of figuring out what people are using to tempt the kids, and then just loading
the kids up with it.
Yeah. I think that is a great solution.
I mean, these days, you'd have a bunch of kids walking around covered head to toe in like iPads.
The guy comes up in the car, I can't do anything here.
I mean, the 90s were innocent times. Kids just wanted chocolate and puppies,
Yeah.
These days, they just want, iPads and computers, and you can't,
Nintendos?
What? I suppose we all wanted Nintendos, but Nintendos cost $200 then.
Hey.
Your
child is worth more than that.
Yeah, it is.
Strap a
Nintendo to your child today. Yep. I don't know that I've got much else to say on that.
No, that's probably all I've got to say.
Yeah, here.
Here.
All right, what do you have for us?
Okay.
Topic 4.
Topic 4?
Yep.
We've both been through uni.
Yes.
We know a lot of people have gone through uni.
Yes.
Generally, I think you would agree with me, it is better to have good grades.
Yes.
There's not a lot of downsides to having bad grades.
I mean, we had a saying in Queensland, because in Queensland a 4 is a pass, even though here the whole scale is 4. But we used to say 4's open doors.
We had P's get degrees.
P's get degrees, there you go, yeah.
But generally, they do, but it's better to have good grades.
Absolutely.
But I'm a thinker.
Yes.
And I've pondered, in what situation is it detrimental to have good grades?
I can think of a few.
Well, the one I thought of was if you really want to sleep with your professor.
Yeah. Yes.
You go in there, show a bit of skin. Hey, professor, I'm worried about passing this test. Oh, that's fine. You'll be right. Your grades are good.
Yeah. Exactly. Damn. Curse you.
Foiled.
Curse my immaculate mind. Yeah.
But I feel sorry for those people out there that, want to seduce their professors and they don't have...
It's a weird one at university, isn't it? Because everybody's an adult there.
Yes, but it's still ethically...
Yeah, it's ethically highly suspect. But, it's a thing it's a thing you can imagine people wanting to happen. I mean, the students are adults and they're probably at a pretty let's call it a hormonal stage of their lives. And, the professors are also adults. So it's kind of like it's a thing that you could see happening. But you wouldn't get very far if you were getting high distinctions.
No, that you have no bargaining chip.
No.
You
Though, is it a... Yeah. I guess it's kind of a reverse bargaining chip, right? You're going in there going like, look, I'm going to do something for you, but you're going to have to help me out here. Like, it's like you're going in there on the back foot.
What you're saying in the traditional sense? Or...
If you've got poor grades and you're going and like offering to sleep with the professor.
Yeah.
First of all, two things have to happen. One, the professor has to be attracted to you or want to abuse their power to get that.
Yes.
B, you're essentially like hinging your entire success on the fact that they want to, you're not going in there with something that's going to make them do that.
Yes.
Kind of thing. You're basically...
You have to float the idea.
You're prostrating yourself to them, right? And you're saying like, please help.
Yeah.
Essentially. Like, I can do something for you, but you're going to have to help me out.
Yeah.
So you're right.
Yeah, and I just feel sorry for those people. So the studious people that want a bit of action from their professors.
But the studious people are generally getting less action anyway, though, aren't they?
Yeah. That's true, yeah.
I mean, by virtue of being dorks.
Yeah.
Essentially.
But that's... And I just feel sad for these people.
I think what Tony is saying here, ladies and gentlemen, is if you want to have sex at university, have average to bad grades.
Well, then you can... then you can... offer something in exchange for better grades.
Yeah, and also you don't come across as a dork. So that can help you outside of wanting to engage in the morally dubious practice of sleeping with professors.
I think that's the moral is if you want to be dodgy, don't excel.
What? Well, but if you're not excelling, I suppose you're not necessarily dodgy, you're just not doing well. Yeah. That confused me for a second. I had to think about that. If you want to be dodgy, don't excel.
Yeah. Because the minute you excel...
I mean, words to live by, really.
Excelling closes your doors to dodginess.
Oh, excellence does become attractive at some point, though. I haven't gotten there yet. But...
Are you saying you're not excellent enough yet, or...?
I'm saying I became excellent far too early.
Right.
No, but... in your sort of late 20s, early 30s, you've been an overachiever the whole time, you get a great job, you start making all this money, and all of a sudden people want to be your friends.
Yeah.
Is that the excellence or the success as a result of the excellence?
I guess it's the success. Because you can be excellent and then just not do anything.
It's like I know a guy, and I hope he listens to this. I know a guy who is possibly one of like the smartest, the most abstract thinkers I've ever met. He could be an incredible software engineer. And instead he's spent time, for example, trying to devise a grammar to teach birds such that he can program them to transmit messages.
We have the internet.
Yeah.
We can do that over the air.
Yeah, exactly. But he's like the crazy bird guy in the park, even though he could be an amazing engineer.
Did he sleep with his professor, or?
I don't think he went to university.
Oh, well, yeah. That's a disadvantage for sleeping with professors.
Yeah, you tend not to find many professors outside of university.
That tends to be where they hang out.
They spend a lot of their time there.
They spend a lot of their time there.
Have you got anything else to add?
No.
Well, neither do I.
Yeah, that's about it.
Done.
Awesome.
Here.
Here.
Our final topic. You will notice whenever the bin day comes around, when you got to put your bins out, I have no idea which is the recycling week and which is the non-recycling week.
Right.
But there's always one person on the street on whom everybody else bases their bins.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And this is the bin day guy or girl.
Yes.
Right? You walk outside and you look at that person's house and they're always right. So you always put out the same bins as them.
Yes. They're the light in the dark.
Right. But think about how used you would feel if you realized that you were the bin day guy or girl for your street. Imagine if you went to all this effort of downloading the local council's bin calendar, right?
Yeah.
They do send you one at the beginning of the year, but everybody throws it out.
Yeah.
You download the bin calendar, you print it out, you stick it on your fridge, and you always make sure to have the right bins. And then you realize, one week when you miss the bins, that everybody else is just putting random bins out. They have no idea what they're doing, right?
Yes.
And it dawns on you then that they've all been using you to know what bins to put out.
Right, yes. But would you have fun with that if that was you?
If it was me, I would absolutely have fun with that. I would randomly switch bins all the time.
Right.
Because the funny thing is I read an article about this, about a guy who was describing that the feelings that he went through, the emotions that he went through, this is dead serious, the emotions he went through when he realized he was his street's bin day guy.
And what were these emotions? If it was me,
he felt abused.
He
felt used and abused, is what he wrote. I think he's a bit of a drama person. I think he's a bit of a dramatic person.
Hyperbole to me.
It does sound quite hyperbolic, but he said that he exacted revenge. Mm-hmm. He exacted revenge on his street mates, on his neighbors, by not putting the recycling bin out the following week and making everybody miss recycling day.
It's a petty revenge.
And he felt vindicated by that, because what he did is he didn't put his bin out the night before, and then right as the truck was driving up the street, he ran outside with his recycling bin.
Ah.
So his recycling was collected, but nobody else's was.
Sneaky
and
fucker.
They had to wait another 2 weeks. Revenge is a dish best served cold, my friend.
It's so petty.
That is the height of pettiness.
It's not necessary.
Yeah. That is the absolute height and edge of pettiness. I love it.
If I was the bin guy, I wouldn't give a crap.
No. You're just getting your bins collected. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
If anything, it's a community service.
Plus, I probably wouldn't get...
I would feel good about being the person that ensures everybody's bins are collected correctly, such that rubbish isn't piling up all over the place.
What he should...
It's a good thing.
It would be good if he could, put, some sort of dome over his bins and then charge people to open the door.
to see
which
it is.
bin...
Yeah.
Recycling.
Yeah. Just put a 50-cent coin in, open the door.
Yeah, you get it's like a peep show, but for bins.
For bin lids.
Put the money in. Oh, yep, recycling and compost.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's what we're gonna put out.
I'm around. I could get around that idea.
That is what he should be doing.
The thing is, then you got to start voting on who the bin guy is. What if your street doesn't have a bin guy?
Well, you become the bin guy.
But who will go to the gargantuan effort of Googling local council plus bin calendar?
If you want that sweet 50
Have you
cents...
looked at a bin calendar? Have you seen how fucking complicated they are?
No.
They're ridiculous because you've got the zones and the this and the peak and the off peak and the blah blah blah, and you got to try and work out which district you're in and what day that is, and it's complicated as hell. But there's always one nerd on the street that just has it down.
But this is the same with whenever there's a reluctant dance troupe, if you're in drama or something and you have to do some dance.
Yeah.
There's one person who knows the dance, and everyone's eyeballs are on that person.
Everyone's just following that person.
Yeah. The arm goes up, and this goes down.
But that's quite powerful though. That's quite a powerful. And it's the same as the bin day guy, right? It's because you're occupying a position of power. You start screwing up the dance, everyone else is screwing up the dance. You start putting out the wrong bins, you've got control of all the bins on that street. Right. You dictate the bin situation.
You're like a bin maestro.
A bin messiah.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Bin conductor.
Bin conductor. Yes.
What else is there this must happen in other...
Oh, certainly there are plenty of situations in life where people just emulate what the supposed knowledgeable person does. I've got one.
Yeah?
If you go to a sporting event where you don't know the rules...
Yeah.
You just cheer like everybody else does. You pick a team, and then you just do whatever the fans of that team do.
Yeah!
So, exactly. When I know the rules to, AFL now, but when I first started going, I had no fucking idea what was going on. I went with a friend of mine who follows this team, and I ended up being a fan of that team just by virtue of the fact that I went to that game with that person for the first time. And so while I was learning the rules, anytime he jumped up and started clapping, or anytime he yelled at the ref, or anytime he reacted, I would just react the same way. I had no idea why I was doing it, but I felt like I had to do it. Well, because you don't want to be the one person sitting down when everyone else around you is standing up going, "Woo, go sportsman, good ball," or whatever. And you're sitting there going I don't know what's happening.
I'm comfortable enough with my individuality to go, yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
The thing is I kind of wanted to participate in the energy.
Right.
And the thing is, I found that once I learned the rules, not only did I get it and could react accordingly correctly, it was like really fun.
Right.
It was like awesome. You'd be like, you get up, you actually feel it. You get up, it's you screaming at the ref and shit, or ref comes around the corner, makes some bad call, you go, oh, piss off, That's you definitely emulate when you're at a sports event that you don't know the rules.
Yeah.
You definitely emulate the crowd.
You also, I think, anything that sort of like graduation, or if you're doing something where you've got someone walks out, does something, and then you've got to follow them.
Don't you? I mean, we had to do like 2 dry runs, like 2 practice ceremonies.
But I feel like
At my
someone
graduation.
could stuff that up and then just throw everyone else
There's
off.
always one person.
Yeah.
There's always one person. Mine was bad because so when I graduated, they asked us to spell our name and all that kind of thing, so I could put on a certificate. But then they had a field where they asked us to spell our name phonetically. And my name's quite hard to spell phonetically, my full name, right? And so I made an attempt. The thing is, I looked at it and I thought, look, it's not perfect, but they'll get there, kind of thing. It'll be close enough. And as I take my first step onto the stage, just as the lady's about to announce, or like say my name, then this thing comes out of her mouth, which is not even tangentially related to how you say my name. Like, it was just somebody else's name. Like, that's how badly she said it. And I'm walking across the stage genuinely wondering whether it's supposed to be somebody else, and also laughing at the same time. And I walk up and I shake the VC's hand and I'm laughing. And he's just like, and he said, because, I imagine he said congratulations or whatever to everyone else. But to me, he goes, didn't get it right, huh? I'm like, not even close. He's like, sorry, buddy. And he handed me the certificate, turned for the picture, and I walked off. Yeah.
That's a nice story.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm annoyed that I can't think of more examples of a leader in a social group.
I'm sure people could give us examples.
They probably will.
There you go. That can be one of our business items. Give us examples of people following by example.
Speaking of business items, seen a few pictures. I just want to clear the air. There's old birds out there.
There are old birds out there.
I get it.
Yeah.
So I'm changing the goalposts.
Oh, no.
They're underrepresented in the wild.
Yep.
Anyone can Google old birds, it seems, and find
You have to get a picture yourself.
in the wild, underrepresented.
Yep.
That's the new goalposts.
So the new goalpost is go and capture a photo of an old bird yourself.
Well, look, if you want to.
Right.
I'm just making the stance that they're underrepresented.
I'm
that's
sure
harder.
they are.
That's harder to falsify.
A small update on the escaping conversations thing. Was in a conversation, and in fact, you were there, right? Was in a conversation where the person was so adamant in having the conversation, I couldn't even attempt the device that we came up with.
I reckon you could have attempted it.
I chose to just completely walk away instead. And that did work though.
Right.
But
still-
probably because they had other people there to distract them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So haven't managed to actually have a go at the switch the topic, give a laugh, walk away thing. That's it.
Yeah.
Give us examples of other people following my example.
Like the example you just gave. Like,
Yes.
so whoever gives us that example is now
following by example.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a paradox.
Yes.
Or something.
Yes.
Don't think too hard about it, because we didn't.
No.
That's all.
That's all.
Thank you very much for listening.
I've been Tony.
I've been Thanasi.
Thank you.
Goodbye.